Come on, man. Come on, man. That's what we needed as an MMA community. That is the fight card we've been dying for. Some from start to finish we can watch. Something that's meaningful. Title fights on the line. Maybe a number one contender here or there. Maybe a top 5, implications. Just all in all, some great fights. Shouts out to UFC 314. And most importantly, let's start it off with so many highlights of the night. But we got to start it off with the man who just broke the 35-year-old championship curse. This man, Volkanovski. And I don't even want to take anything away from him, but it did feel like there at the end of the second round there that we had a second where he was looking so good, and we had flashbacks there just for one moment. We're like, oh no, this man just 2 years ago was pound for pound number one. Maybe we thought that he beat Islam. Most of us did. And then he goes out there, 10 days notice, takes on Islam, gets knocked out. Goes out there a couple months later, gets knocked out by Superior. And then next thing you know, he's looking good. And then bang, Lopez lands the right. We're like, oh no. And then of course, shouts out to Volk, proving everybody wrong, proving he's still got it, saying, hey, pump the brakes. I know I lost a few in a row with knockouts, but come on, it's Islam Makhachev, maybe arguably number one pound for pound, arguably maybe one of the best fighters we've ever seen at 155. And then, of course, Aaliyah Superior out there. Everybody loves him. But, of course, who's ashamed to get knocked out by those two guys? But shouts out to Volkanovski getting it done. Shouts out to Diego Lopez also bringing it, also kind of shutting up critics going, man, everybody's saying I was going to gas in the 4th and 5th round, and I won the 4th round. It was close in the 5th round. It was a close fight. I looked good. Like, shouts out to the man. It's going to be nice for the future when it comes to 45 for a very long time, because we know Volkanovski's sitting there for maybe, a couple more years, maybe one more loss, and then this man might be out. But we got to be honest here. I love Volkanovski. It was awesome to see. It was beautiful. But it just feels like there's an asterisk there because Topuria went on and released it. He's like, I'm just going to vacate this belt. I don't like it personally. I still think there's so many different fights for him. After Yair Rodriguez tonight, I don't want to jump the gun, but after his performance tonight, I mean, my goodness, you're telling me he couldn't give somebody like Topuria some problems? I'm just saying, man, Jean Silva, that man ain't gonna give Superior some problems. I'm just saying, man, Volkanovski couldn't give him problems. He was kind of giving him that work in the beginning of the fight. But regardless, it feels like there's a little bit of an asterisk. But if there's anybody that's gonna win it, it's gonna be Volkanovski. And the question is really, what is next, man? Because although I'm happy Volkanovski won, the UFC had the next fight planned. They had the next fight booked. It already made itself with the whole Yair Rodriguez and Diego Lopez fight. Who can really claim Mexico? Yair Rodriguez feeling left out, feel like Nate Diaz when he was talking to Conor, like, you've been copying me the entire time. This is me. This is what I've been doing. I've been from Mexico forever. I've been holding it down. And you lived in Brazil forever, as in Diego Lopez. He just moved from there 10 years ago. And now you're the head of the sphere. Everybody wants to watch you. You're not even Mexican. That sold itself. That would have been a fun title fight. And we can maybe still get it, but it's not the same now. So what, do we get Volkanovski, Yair Rodriguez rematch? What do we go with next? This is my question. I don't want to see Volkanovski up at 55 anymore. Superior's already kind of doing it. Max Holloway's going up there. I wish him the best. He's my guy. He's my favorite. But it is beautiful to watch tonight, and it's awesome. Volkanovski could have went off into the sunset now. But what is next with that? Yair Rodriguez, the Evloevs, maybe you never know. I don't know if there's Evloev or Aaron Pico fights happening. It sounds like it's not. But Aaron Pico goes out there and takes out somebody like Evloev. Aljamain Sterling's still out there. Your Jean Silva's out there. There's so many killers at 45. You gotta love 45 currently. But Volkanovski, man, I just don't want to see him go out too brutally. It looked like he might have hurt his orbital tonight, but all in all, shouts out to the man. Still a legend, still proving everybody I'm still here. I'm still one of the best. And if a legend's really going to be a legend, he's got to go out there and have a moment like that. Kind of like what John Jones just did with Stipe and all the other times he's come back and fought after a couple years. This man Volkanovski needed that. So shouts out to him. And before we even get going on anything else, I know I kind of snuck in there Jean Silva and Yair Rodriguez, but this man, Paddy, the Paddy Pimlet, proving everybody that I can do this. I told you guys what I was going to do, and I go out there and do that. Yes, we have witnessed this man, Michael Chandler, lose. Yes, if you watch the video before this, when I'm questioning UFC 314 on what could play out, The Paddy Pimblett storyline really wasn't that high up on the list, only because we've been watching Michael Chandler lose. I wouldn't have been shocked at all if Paddy could have just used his, maybe his youth and his strength and his size and whatnot to maybe outlast Michael Chandler, kind of like we've witnessed with Poirier and Gaethje and even Charles Oliveira, where it's fun fights. Chandler's getting his, you're getting yours, but no. Outside of the first round where Chandler landed, maybe a nice takedown that held him down for a little bit, but he didn't really do anything, kind of just neutralized him a little bit. And then you got this man, Paddy Pimblett, started that second round, just goes out there and just takes over, just dominates, just proves everything about it. Like, he's perfect. He's everything the UFC wants right now. This man has the walkout. He's got the song. He's got the dance. He got the fighting style. He's got the finishes. This man goes out there and even has the mic skills. He's got the fandom behind him. You gotta love him. Just a few fights ago, we're sitting here against Jared Gordon. Oh, he lost that fight. Oh, he looked terrible. Oh, he went out there and fought Tony Ferguson. Cool, you beat somebody you lost 8 times in a row. But that first round and a half, Tony kind of looked good. And then all of a sudden, he goes out there and just puts the absolute smack on Bobby Green, King Green, whatever you want to ask, whatever you want to call him. And then to go out there and take Michael Chandler out like that, my God, shouts out to Paddy. It's off to the races with him. I don't know what Islam's planning on doing. If JDM goes out there and takes out Bilal Muhammad, 170's wide open, this man Islam goes up, you're telling me Paddy the Baddie versus Charles Oliveira for the interim title isn't worth it? Isn't something fun to watch? You're telling me if Islam versus Charles happen, or Islam versus Arman, or Islam versus Gaethje, whatever happens, you're telling me Paddy or Islam, all these guys, you're telling me Paddy the Baddie couldn't come in here and weigh in for this and be the backup fighter? This man, Paddy the Baddie's taking over. And out of all the prospects that we've watched at the UFC that they push a little too quick, that maybe they get a little too much buzz and then they get, humbled very quickly, or they get quote unquote, caught quickly with the fraud check. I mean, my gosh, man. Shouts out to Paddy the Baddie. It's off, man. It's off to the races. You can't even be mad at the dude. It's not like he went out there and got a lucky punch or something. This dude's showing that he's game, showing that he's got the patience, showing that he's got the growth in the game. It's scary, man. And since when have you seen a scouser out there with the takedown that in the grappling that this man's got? You can argue Tom Aspinall, cool, he's a heavyweight, whatever. They can get away with that. I'm talking about at a lower weight, actually a grappler like that. My God, shouts out to the guy, man. Shouts out to the guy. And then, of course, like I said, this man Yair Rodriguez went out there, put on a show tonight. I kind of feel bad for Pitbull. I was very excited for him. I got to take a second. I don't like how they said that, they're showing that there's levels to this. That's what Joe and DC and Anik were saying. I don't like that necessarily, because you cannot sleep on how good this man Pitbull Freire was. This man is, 38 years old. He made his pro debut in 2004. Double champ of Bellator, and I know Sergio Pettis just took him out, but this is like 5 years too late. I feel like 5 years ago, he's given a lot of people the work. This man was supposed to be up there fighting Volk there for a couple years, or Max Holloway, or Aldo, however you want to name it, and he would have put on a clinic. Maybe not win it, but he would have put on a show. It would have been a fun one, and it just felt like it was a little too late here. Stylistic matchup was terrible, but shout out Yair Rodriguez. He looked like he was phenomenal tonight. After that loss to Brian Ortega, I'm all in for him, man. He looks phenomenal. Looks great. I use it all the time. Phenomenal. But what else? How could you explain that? Jan Silva going out there and putting on the work, looking like a dog, going out there making everybody's night. Everybody in an MMA fan was happy this year, or this week watching this, and this tonight watching Bryce Mitchell, who's been hailing Hitler and everything, go out there and get his ass handed to him, almost get knocked out, get slept, and then of course he barks above him. That shit was fire. Jan Silva, Yair Rodriguez, give it to me. Yair Rodriguez, Volkanovski too, give it to me. Jan Silva, Volkanovski, give it to me. I'm all in for all of these, man. It's been a lot of fun. This man Dom Reyes even turning back the clock, saying, I'm back on this, man. I found it. I got my confidence back. I'm knocking Nikita Krylov off like that. Nasty. Slept him. Started the card off fire. Chase Hooper, the legend killer, keeps it going. Sadly for everybody out here, Darren Elkins, his 40-year-old, title run that he was going on, his last little push, it didn't go very well. So I'm sorry to break break people's hearts there. But Jandiroba looked real good tonight. Shouts out to Amanda Nunes getting, put into the Hall of Fame. Shouts out, even if you don't like him, to have the president there's fire, to have Elon Musk there's fire, all the stars out there. It was a fire night. Everything we need as an MMA fan. And I'm just excited to see what's next, man. It's so much fun. I've been crying a little bit, when it comes to some of my videos talking about, some of these fight nights are terrible. They just don't feel right. I go back and watch some old fights, and it just reminds me, like, man, we used to have to wait once every 2 months for a great card. And if we got to wait for, a couple months or a couple weeks for a good pay-per-view card, I would much rather do it. I really would. I think this fights every weekend. I think it sometimes gets old. I think it's going to stale out the sport. And I think that's necessarily how they're holding it with the Apex cards. And even if they are traveling, they're giving us some dog. They're literally taking the first fight of the prelims, or they're taking the second fight of the main card, and they're putting them as main events at good old shows. Like, who's paying for that? And then you look at the prices, they're out this roof, they're getting gifted off to the TikTokers. Like, it's not even fun anymore, man. But I love it tonight. Reminds me why I love being a champ. Shouts out to Volk. And when I say champ, I mean watching as a fan. I'm not a champ. Sorry, I got my words mixed up. I'm going here for 10 minutes straight, 11 minutes straight. So I'm about to get my ass to bed. That was a phenomenal night. You guys let me know what y'all think. What's your favorite fight? You guys let me know. As always, your boy Steven Moustaris. And let's go, baby. Let's go.